Hey, True Believers Englentine here with another batch of reviews. This time it was not supposed to, I wasn't going to make this video, but I picked up a comic book and just had to read it. And then it led me to the Metal Men, where I found proof that Dan Didio is seriously trying to destroy DC Comics. So anyway, kick back, relax, enjoy all three reviews here, and let's get this party started. Okay, we start off Conan the Barbarian Exodus. I like the cover, and yes, this is inside the book. It's a poster cover. It even works with a name on top. I would get rid of the Exodus and the number one and such, and this is a pretty good Conan cover. And the art's not horrible, but then we haven't opened the book yet. Guess what? Okay, I bought this a while back. This is one of those. I'm going through the books. I'm like, okay, I've got to do something modern. Of course, with the way that the YouTube's been treating everything in the paychecks, I just don't have a lot of money and not a lot of modern books and everything. So I do have a backlog. However, I picked this one up and I started flipping through it because I hadn't done it yet. I just pick up, Conan's awesome. So I pick up those titles and, because I know they're going to be good anyway. And so I start flipping through it. I'm like, wait a second, there's no words to this. This is all sequential art, and I like sequential art. Now, does it tell a story? Can you follow it? Will it be something you're going to be able to understand? It's very simple. He's walking. Animals attack him. He kills the animals. That's it. Where's he going? I don't know. Why is he going there? I don't know. So I'm not exactly sure if I would count this as a really strong book. It's a decent book, but if you pay $5 for this thing, $6-7, you're going to be really pissed off. As a matter of fact, if you don't find this in the dollar bin, you're going to be pissed off because this is a very quick read with motivations that aren't very clear to you. I mean, it's okay. It's got pretty pictures of Conan doing things, but if you don't know why he's doing them, it's just pictures of Conan doing things. You could get that off the internet, anywhere. There are also times when this book looks really good. Unfortunately, there's never that money shot for Conan. But unfortunately, there are also times when the art is very mediocre, and times it kind of borders on bad. I think I've got it up here where he's looking at something. He's in a river or something like that, and an animal comes out and he smiles, and it's like, oh, that's almost Peter Parker smile bad. This is it. No, wait, no, it's in another one, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, that top panel up there. And now I enjoy it, and I like sequential art books. I like the ones that, this is it's a horrible page. But I do like comics that don't tell, that don't have dialogue. I like that sometimes. It's just you got to make the motivations clear. This is just he walks, he gets attacked by animals, and yeah, like I said, it's okay at best. I don't know. I can't recommend it to you. I could say I enjoyed it, but I can't say I enjoyed it enough to recommend it to you. This would be a 3-star book. This is the perfect example of a 3-star book. Hellboy and the BPRD Long Night at Gillespie Station. Okay, simple cover. Nothing to it. Not really all that great, in all honesty. I think this is aimed at Hellboy fans. I can't imagine this dragging in a new reader. You can't tell what's going on. There's a severed wolf head that looks like the body just didn't get drawn in. It's a clump of figures. Yeah, I don't think this is meant to attract new readers. Hellboy, this book anyway, story by Mike Mignola, art by Matt Smith. This is another one I picked up a while back, and I was looking through it just to see what's going on with it. And I thought, okay, let's check this out. See what's going. Maybe I'll read this one, put this out for a review as well. Righty, yeah, okay. I read the first page. It looks interesting. Second page, and now I have to read the next page. Okay, what's gonna go on? This guy's really cool. This dude that Hellboy meets is actually pretty neat. I want to find out his backstory, and guess what? They give it to me. You know, I was drawn in by him knowing about Hellboy and his exploits and so forth and so on. So I want to know who this guy is. They manage, and this is a one-shot. So I don't know if this guy's ever showed up before. I don't know if he'll ever show up again. But for this book, they make him three-dimensional. And that's the most important thing. You shouldn't have to know everything about everybody in every book that's ever been printed to enjoy a one-shot comic. And it should tell a complete story from beginning to end. Even if there are subplots that are set up to continue, it should contain one complete story. This was an awesome story. This had me on the edge of my seat. This was, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, these characters are good. I like this. Why am I not visiting Hellboy more often? Why am I not buying it more often? It's just weird. It's like Kevin Costner. To me, I keep saying, no, I'm not a Kevin Costner fan, but I end up liking all of his movies. I've been that way with Hellboy all along. Yeah, I'm not a big Hellboy fan, but yet everything I read from Hellboy I enjoy, for the most part anyway. And that's how I feel about this book. It's a lot of fun. It really is. If you haven't tried Hellboy for a while, I can at least recommend this book. Give it a try. If you've never done it, once again, here you go. This is a great introduction because it tells you, it gives you one complete story. It's an awesome story. It's an exciting story, and yeah, I think at this point I'm just spinning wheels. So, moving on. Metalman #1. Taking a look at the cover, you'll see my least favorite kind of poster cover. The one where nobody's focused on the same thing, yet they're all reacting to something. I mean, look at what is Mercury so angry about that has gold so calm. Platinum is just looking off to the side for some reason, along with iron up at the top. I think that's iron. Yeah, or is that? No, lead is the other guy. Tip of my hat if you like these kind of covers. It's just not for me. I almost forgot this book existed. Seriously. And I figure, okay, I read a Marvel book. I read an independent comic. I should throw a DC comic in there. Which one? And I was looking through. And I really did. I was like, oh, shoot, yeah, there's Metalman. Metalman. I didn't read the Metalman. Check this one out. Because, you know, I like the Metalman. One of my first Patreon videos was one of my first comic book origin videos where I did a history of the Metalman. I enjoy the team. And so I'm reading this book, and it's all about how he feels, Magnus feels he's a failure because he couldn't create life in his robots. And this ends up becoming a bit of a problem for the Metalmen themselves, as they're like, wait a second, we found this room. And they open up this room, and there's a whole bunch of old Metalmen bodies. Is this what you think of us, as just parts and pieces, and they're all pissed off and everything? And he's just laying it out flat and said, no, you're not going to remember any of this because I'm going to reboot you. You know, that kind of stuff. And it really does lay stuff out, and I loved it. I love this freaking book. This is a guy who's like, well, you're my creations, and I shall do with, you know. He's not doing it out of spite. He really does feel bad that he has not been able to imbue these robots with life. Instead, he's got the responsometer. And I just love that bit. You know, it just shows a lot of humanity to the character. All along, we're dealing with a big old pit of nth metal. And in the end, they're calling up like, hey, Magnus, we need you to come over here because we got all this nth metal and it's actually alive. And so, you know, that becomes a big deal as well. Everything about the story so far is really good, which leads me to this question, because it was written by Dan Didio of all people, or some of it was anyway. If you can do this, then you can recognize what good is. So why is Dan Didio putting a book out like this, which is good, and then allowing so much bad into the DC universe? How is he not able to look at what is being done to the DC universe? Why can he not recognize that, yeah, I'm sorry, his name's Dick Grayson? Or why can he not recognize that Brian Michael Bendis isn't good enough to be put on every gosh darn book? Or that Peter J. Tomasi was great at Superman? It amazes me because this is actually a very strong story. It's a very strong book. I really enjoyed it. And it makes me cry because if he could do this, then he can recognize greatness. He could recognize what's good. And that means all that stuff that we complain about along the DC universe, it must be being done on purpose. So there you go, guys. What do you think? What do you think of the reviews? Have you read these books? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think about my theory that Dan Didio may be out to destroy DC Comics on purpose, based on the fact that Metal Men is good, and that was a story that he was involved in? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, of course. Share if you haven't done it already. I'm trying to get this thing up to 1,000 subs and everything. So if you could help that, that would be awesome. And if you haven't done it already, subscribe. Ring that notification bell. And if you don't mind helping the channel out, the links are in the description below for Patreon and Ko-Fi. You can even commission your own video. Just tell me what subject, tell me what topic, and boom, we'll have that out to you as soon as possible. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.